Ferguson, Hill, and Prescott, who led everybody with 11 points. UB ball first, second half. They'll be moving it from right to left. St. Peter's opening up the half in a 2-3 zone. Barnett, right wing for Buffalo, between the circles. Filson fakes a lob, goes to Oldham instead on the left wing. One hands it over to Barnett between the circles. Dave bounces one right foul line extended to Watt. He's fouled immediately by, I believe, Lamin Felton. Yep, foul on the freshman, his second. The Bulls were able to get to the free throw line a lot more than St. Peter's in the first half as well, although they did not necessarily take big advantage of that. Neither team shot foul shots well in the first half. Oldham inbounds and McCray between the legs dribble. Lost the dribble though off his foot. It's stolen by St. Peter's. A 4-on-1 break. Prescott gives it up to Ferguson for the two-handed slam. And
well, you got a wide open opportunity for Javon McCray. He turns it over and it ends up a breakaway layup for the Peacocks. Not a good start to the second half.
10-point lead Buffalo. Barnett headed the key. Foul line at McCray. Goes to Filson left wing. Now Watt, no look pass cross court to Oldham for a right corner three. It's good. Three-pointer for Gerard Oldham's first points of his sophomore year. Gerard was only 4 for 24 last year from three.
Well, and you know he can score though, and we saw him do it last year, so that's a good confidence booster for him to hit the first three.
We're a minute gone by, second half. Bulls up by 13. Ferguson left of the lane, air balls a short jumper. Missed it badly, and the rebound to Watt for Buffalo. Oldham at the point, hands off to Watt, way out high. Now Filson left wing. Zach spins away from Hall, gets open, left elbow, shot blocked though by Ferguson, taken by St. Peter's. Prescott down the center of the court, drives down the lane, and he's stripped and fouled by one of the Bulls. Looks like they're going to give him a two-shot foul.
And we mentioned this early on. One of the keys to the ball game for the Bulls is to stop dribble penetration, and they have not done that in the second half so far, and it's cost them a trip to the foul line and an easy layup. They've got to make sure that they do that, because the other thing that'll happen is they'll draw fouls and they'll get to the one-on-one and put points on the scoreboard without losing any time.
Prescott cans the free throw, his 12th point. The foul was on Gerard Oldham, his second. 39-27 Buffalo. Bulls Hoops brought to you by M&T Bank. Raise the green flag for great checking options from M&T Bank, and Prescott cans the second one as well in his first trip to the line. Buffalo 39, St. Peter's 28. Bulls crack the three-quarter court pressure easily. Barnett right side between the circles to Filson. Off to Oldham left wing, now foul line McCray. High-low pass to Watt, goes up strong with the left hand. That shot knocked away by Ferguson, who got up to block what was going to be a dunk attempt from Watt. All left wing Ferguson, he'll try a three. No good. And the rebound to Oldham for UB off the backboard. Rod dribbles it down the court himself. Tried to find Barnett on the right side, and Hall tipped it out of bounds on the far side. And the Bulls still have it. Ferguson has come out impressively, with the exception of that one ugly brick he put up there. But he's been a spark here in the first 2 minutes of the second half for St. Peter's.
Yeah, he had a pretty good half, first half too, going to the glass.
Watt head of the key for Buffalo. Gives it up to Oldham on the right sideline. Now to McCray at the free throw line. Jumps a pass left corner Filson. Underneath the McCray now on the left block. Cross court Oldham on the right. Right blocks, it comes to Barnett. He lost the dribble. Watt recovers in the paint. No tie-up called, and then he shoots it up over his shoulder. Missed the layup. McCray follows. Can't get the layup to go, but Javon drew the foul. And now he will visit the free throw line for his first time tonight. 17:47 left in tonight's game, with the Bulls up 11. Well, here was the big chink in the armor of Javon McCray last year. Javon only made a little better than 50% of his free throws. I know he's worked on his foul shooting big time. And the first one up and perfect.
Well, and he gets fouled a lot, and he's going to get fouled a lot just because of his playing style. Going hard to the basket, spin moves in the lane. He's going to get banged and get called and get trips to the foul line, so he's got to become proficient.
Second free throw, that's good.
Good job.
There's a good sign for this season.
Yep, that's a good confidence builder for her, for Javon.
He swished both free throws. 41-28 Buffalo, a dozen for McCray. Bulls back to a 2-3 zone. Hall swings it to Ferguson right side. Now to Hall between the circles. Hall at the indoor right. Left wing to Fulton. Back to Hall at the point. Snaps it over to Prescott right wing. They come around the perimeter, just passing the ball around. Hall left wing, now turns the corner toward the bucket. Kick out to Prescott, open for a three right of the circle, and it rainbows through.
Boy.
He has 16 points. 41-31 Buffalo. Now Oldham throws a pass behind Watt. It's stolen by Fulton, who goes in for the layup, but it's blocked partially by Watt. Recovered though by Hall though, and he scores. And it's a single-digit game now, 41-33.
Good hustle staying with it by St. Peter's. Yeah, 9-point spread now. The next couple of minutes are going to be real important for the Bulls to maintain control.
Oldham left wing after his first turnover of the night. Cross court to Barnett in the right. Bounce pass underneath for Watt. Double team in the lane. Hook shot up off the backboard. No good. And the rebound off the hands of McCray over the inline to St. Peter's. First sub now the second half. Yvonne Raymond, who played well in the first half for St. Peter's, comes in for the 5'9 freshman Fulton. Bulls Hoops presented by M Entertainment and Productions. Weddings, parties, dances, and more. They're your one-stop shop for DJ, music, lighting, and event planning needs. Call 803-9715 today to take your event to the next level. That's M Entertainment and Productions. Hill right elbow of the lane. Now left side Ferguson driving to the basket. Puts up a fadeaway in the left baseline. No good. Oldham the weak side rebound for Buffalo. Here come the Bulls leading by 8. Fills in left wing. Gets it to McCray, left blocks. He lost the dribble, recovered. Whips it into the paint for Watt, trying to power it up on the left side. And he is fouled. Mitchell Watt, the big lefty, going to the free throw line.
The other thing that we talk about McCray and being effective in the lane when he gets the ball down low, a lot of times he starts to go without the ball before it gets there. And then he gets all, he fumbles the pass, or he's trying to get the handle on the ball, and that just impedes him from finishing around the basket better than he already does.
Watt nails the first free throw. He's got 2 for 3 at the line tonight.
It's almost like he has made up in his mind what he's going to do before he gets the ball, and he starts doing it before the ball even gets there. It's not like catch it, read, and react.
Second free throw off the back rim, no good. Prescott snared the rebound for St. Peter's. The foul, by the way, was on Kyrie Ferguson, his second. I take that back. One guy has 3 fouls. Jack Hill with 3 fouls for St. Peter's. Ball loose, taken by Barnett. They turned it over. Ferguson gave it up, and then a foul on Ferguson trying to get the ball back. So Ferguson called for his second and third fouls right in a row for St. Peter's. First media timeout in the second half with 15:51 to go in the game. Buffalo 42, St. Peter's 33. And Pete and I are back in a moment. You're listening to UB Bulls basketball presented by Subway on the UB Bulls Basketball Network.
Geez, I thought that was Raymond that made that foul, but
they called it on.
They called
Prescott.
it on 15.
Flanagan with you. Former Bulls point guard John Boyer tuning in from the Czech Republic tonight.
Nice. Okay, John.
Overseas.
Yeah, you're a long way from Hollidaysburg, buddy.
Bulls basketball after that last foul against Ferguson, who played very well tonight for St. Peter's. And so Ferguson is out of the game right now, replaced by Chris Burke. Bulls with the ball at their end. Oldham in the right wing. Kills the dribble, needs some help. High post, he comes to McCray. Now straight away, fills in for a long 3. Back rim, no good. Offensive rebound, McCray. Touch pass to Watt for the two-handed slam under the hoop.
McCray is so unselfish. He's been wide open in the lane, like 6 feet from the basket a couple times, and then he throws the ball to Mitchell Watt. He loves passing to Mitchell and Titus.
Bulls up 11. All between the circles. Dribbles at the free throw line, pitches it back to Prescott. Right baseline now to Hill. Right sideline Hall, the senior point guard. Foul line Raymond driving down the lane. He goes up in the air to try to shoot. Lost the ball going up, and they've called a foul on one of the Bulls, either Watt or McCray. Yep, Mitchell Watt.
Mitchell Watt.
Watt was almost straight up and down, but maybe not quite enough.
I think he was straight up and down, but he banged him with the body, and both of them were moving, and that's a foul on the defender.
2 fouls on Watt. Yvonne Raymond now to the line for 2 shots. He was 1 for 2 in the first half. Good turnout, by the way, from the students behind the basket to that end. They're trying to distract Raymond, who launches the first free throw and left it short. St. Peter's has not exactly helped themselves at the free throw line tonight either.
They only a 64% shooting team last year, but with this team, it's impossible to compare statistics from this year to last year because there's nobody left from last year.
A lot of new guys, almost everybody new. Off a 20-win NCAA qualifying team. Raymond got a friendly bounce in the second one for his 8th point. And now it's 44-34 Buffalo. Full court pressure from the Peacocks. The Bulls with McCray in the backcourt, who steps across the midline and then hands to Oldham as the Bulls broke that pressure slickly. Right hash mark Oldham, sophomore from Illinois. No look pass foul line to Watt. Bounces one under the hoop. Barnett kicks it back to Filzen. He'll try a three and connect. Second three of the game for Zach Filzen.
Can't let him open.
Bulls lead stretches out to 13. Left sideline, Prescott. Cross court right side, Raymond. Has it stripped by Barnett at the foul line, but Raymond got it back. Now left sideline, Prescott, who's shot well from outside. Bulls are in a 2-3 zone. Dribbling down the right alley lane. Hall, he's fouled by McCray, who tried to steal it away from him. Second foul on the Bulls sophomore, Javon McCray. And now St. Peter's will inbound it on the right baseline. 14-17 remaining. Buffalo up 47-34 over St. Peter's. Peacocks, by the way, just 1-6 all time against current teams in the Mid-American Conference. Left baseline, Chris Burke dribbles away from pressure way out front and then hands off to Hall, the senior point guard. Watt comes out to double team with Filzen. Hall drives in the lane, hands off Burke. A whistle and a travel called on Burke.
Good call
St. Peter's.
Before he passed off. Took an extra step in traffic.
And St. Peter's putting on a full court press. They couldn't set it up though quickly enough as the Bulls got it in with a long midcourt pass to Barnett. Dave open left side, trying a three, in and out. Burke, the rebound, now has to save it and does to Hall. St. Peter's moving it left to right, trailing by 13. Just under 14 minutes to go in the game. Filzen loosely guarding Hall, top of the key. High post to Hill. Off the Prescott left wing, driving by Barnett to the baseline, trying to bounce it in the middle of the lane. It's kicked and stolen by Oldham. Head to Filzen, spotting up for a left wing three, bullseye.
It's on fire. Timeout. John Dunn, seen enough.
50-34 Buffalo. 13:29 to go. Buffalo's biggest lead of the game, and we'll take a timeout with St. Peter's. You're listening to Buffalo Bulls basketball, brought to you by Subway on the UB Bulls Basketball Network. Ball after their timeout. They have 2 timeouts left, by the way.
Zach is such a force in the outcome of the game because he gets hot like that. It gets the crowd into it. It gets the team pumped up to play great defense.
Burke at the free throw line, drives on Titus Robinson, puts up a runner, no good. Rebound, grabbed by Corey Rayleigh-Ross, who just came in. And it's Bulls ball. Oldham right wing, kills the dribble, bounces to Robinson, right baseline, takes it to the basket. He takes it up strong. The ball knocked away, though, on a block shot. Titus recovers, hung up under the basket, forces it up off the backboard, no good, and the rebound out of bounds off of Javon McCray. St. Peter's with the ball. Blaze French returning now for St. Peter's. He will replace Brandon Hall. So it's French, Prescott, Raymond, Burke, and Hill for St. Peter's. The Bulls have Oldham, Filzen, Robinson, McCray, and Rayleigh-Ross. 7 points, make that 7 minutes gone in the second half. 50-34 Buffalo. 3 double-figure scores for the Bulls. Watt, McCray, and Filzen. Burke pump fake, turnaround shot, blocked by Titus Robinson, and then Titus gets it back. Terrific defense by Robinson, who then had his forearms raked by Burke, who was trying to get the ball back.
Strong play by Titus. Titus only has 9 minutes of playing time. I think he's lobbying for more with the way he's approached with a little more aggressive nature than he did the first half.
And the Bulls were a terrific shot blocking team last year, one of the best in the conference, and at least in game 1 of the season that has continued. Oldham left wing for Buffalo, double team for a second by French and Burke. Hands off the McCray foul line, gives it up to Rayleigh-Ross, cutting in for the right, and Corey lays it in. Another assist, by the way, for Javon McCray. That lead is swelled to 18, 52-34. French between the circles, shouting out the offense now for the Peacocks. The only Peacocks in all Division I hoops. Hill high right, guarded tightly by McCray in the man-to-man, hands off to Raymond, top of the key. Rayleigh-Ross checks him. Raymond dribbling right in front of his head coach, John Dunn. Spins away toward midcourt. Double team by Rayleigh-Ross and McCray. Now French cutting in for the right wing. Hands it off to Hill for the two-handed slam.
Titus was there to take the charge on the pass off. I thought it was, too.
UB 52, St. Peter's 36. Robinson front court left. Gives it away to Oldham, who sets up the Bulls offense. Finds Rayleigh Ross on the right sideline, the sophomore from Charlotte. Now to Filson between the circles. Left mid-post, Robinson squares up, shoots a fadeaway 10-footer short. And Raymond gathers in the rebound for St. Peter's. He'll take it down the floor on the bounce himself. Skids to a stop right at midcourt, and then walks into the front court right. Timeout coming up in the next dead ball. Mitchell Watt, meanwhile, heading to the scorer's table for UB. Hill headed the key, right in his shirt, Titus Robinson. The big guy backing away, traveled all over the place. No whistle. He traveled about 5 times, and finally, Kevin Ferguson calls him for it.
Yeah, he traveled, but he also got bumped by the defender to drag that back foot. So
a turnover for St. Peter's. Bulls basketball when we return to Alumni Arena after this. 11:05 to play in the season opener. Buffalo 52, St. Peter's 36. This is UB Bulls basketball brought to you by Subway on the Buffalo Bulls Basketball Network. Catholic Health System, get back in the game with Catholic Health's Athletic Care. To learn more, visit chsbuffalo.org or call 716-447-6205. UB Bulls basketball after that timeout. The Bulls turn it over. Watt with an entry pass to Robinson. Hill and Titus get tied up. The arrow will give it to St. Peter's. That turnover will be the Bulls' 8th. So each team with 8 giveaways tonight.
Call a foul on Robinson.
All right.
Yeah.
Still a turnover. So it will be the first on Titus.
Bulls are in their man-to-man now with a 16-point cushion.
52-36. French headed the key, snaps it off to Prescott, driving in the lane, puts up a 10-foot floater around and out. Rebound off the backboard and grabbed by Raymond, tightrope in the baseline. Underneath Hill now, across the lane he goes with a right-hand scoop shot that banks in. Hill has scored 4 points all in the second half, and it's 52-38. Bulls ahead here with 10.5 minutes to go. Again, the Bulls break the pressure with a couple of passes. The ball out of bounds on the far side, tipped away by French. And it remains with the Bulls. Oldham, Watt, Filson, Robinson, and Rayleigh Ross are on the court for Buffalo. Right sideline, Filson. Robinson now between the circles. Off to Oldham in the left wing. Dribbles around a Watt screen, stops top of the key. Pitches it back to Filson left wing. Zach dribbling left of the circle. Off to Oldham on the right side, and then Rayleigh Ross caught a pass in the right corner, but was on the sideline. And another Buffalo turnover.
Got to know where you are.
Dave Barnett will hustle into the game now to replace Corey Rayleigh Ross. Dave Barnett has played a lot of minutes tonight. Back in now for the Bulls. Will you be looking for a stop on defense? We're right at the midway point of the second half. Good defense by Robinson, denying a pass and stealing it. Has Ferguson to beat, and he slams it down viciously with 2 hands. Wow.
John Dunn not too happy about not getting a foul call on that steal. It's too late now.
54-38 Buffalo. Robinson the steal on one end and a 2-handed jam on the other. Prescott right wing, bursts to the basket, pitches it out to Raymond, who then turned it away, driving to the hoop. He tried to find Ferguson under the basket, but Barnett stepped right in front of it. Now blocking foul back on the other end on Prescott, making contact with Gerard Oldham. 3rd foul on Chris Prescott, the transfer from St. Joe's.
Game's getting a little sloppy now because St. Peter's is starting to really get aggressive on the defensive end, which they need to make a move now with 9:22 to go, trailing by 16.
Well, you know, it is an interesting contrast. These are both teams from the MAC, the Bulls from the Mid-American Conference, St. Peter's from the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference, but the Mid-American Conference typically a lot more physical than the other MAC, and we've seen maybe the Bulls out-physical the Peacocks at times
there's
tonight.
no question, especially around the basket and especially on the offensive end. 15 offensive rebounds.
Oldham between the circles for UB, running the point. Off to Filson left wing, left elbow now to Robinson. Titus takes it into the lane with one dribble. Lost the basketball. Barnett finds it while laying on his back. The Bulls could not get a timeout, though, before Raymond took it. Raymond back the other end. Bounces right on the lane line for French. Straight on Prescott. Wide open for a 3, and he hit it. Prescott with a game-high 19 points. He's hit 5 triples. 13-point Buffalo lead, 54-41. Barnett left side for UB. Midcourt now to Oldham. St. Peter's falling back into their defense. It is a 2-3 zone. Oldham stops the dribble, left elbow to Mitchell Watt. Cross-court pass to Barnett in the right corner. He'll hoist a three, no good. Rebound deflected to Raymond for St. Peter's. And here come the Peacocks with 8.5 minutes before the end of the game. French head of the key, skates off the screen, finds Ferguson right in the circle. Three-pointer no good. Barnett all alone under the basket for the Buffalo Carom. Might have been a bad shot that time by Ferguson.
Yeah, a little quick on the shot clock, although they have to get some points, either 3-point shots to get back into it or get some fouls and stop the clock.
Filson out top for UB, tries a deep three, this time short. Ferguson snares the rebound for St. Peter's. That might have been too quick by Zach Filson.
Yes.
Under 8 minutes to go in the game, so we have a timeout coming up. French double team by Filson and Watt out high, dribbles away from them and then draws a reach-in foul by Filson as he takes it toward the hoop. That's Zach's first, team's fifth, and a timeout on the court. 7:47 remaining here at Alumni Arena in the first game of the year. Bulls trying to improve to 1-0. They lead St. Peter's 54-41, and you're listening to Buffalo Bulls basketball presented by Subway on the UB Bulls Basketball Network. In front of St. Peter's.
And Reggie puts his starting lineup back onto the court. Javon had a little blow there, a rest for 4 minutes, but he's back ready to go down the stretch.
Raymond inbounding for the Peacocks, gets it right back from Hill. Now to Prescott out front. They quickly go to French, top of the key, drive down the lane, hands off to Hill for the two-handed dunk. And now 54-43. St. Peter's down 11. Full court pressure for the Peacocks. Deep in the backcourt, Watt launches it to the front court, and it's knocked away by Hill right over our heads and out of bounds.
Why don't you grab that?
My life flashed before my eyes. Javon McCray and Jack Hill were heading straight toward us.
I think they weren't going to come dive for that ball.
Oldham inbounding right in front of our broadcast position. Now to Barnett, left corner, jumps it back to the point guard, Oldham. Rod dribbling near midcourt. Right sideline, Filson. Zach feeds high post to Watt. Mitchell down the lane. Draws contact and an offensive foul on Watt. They say he lowered the shoulder.
Offensive foul called. Okay, I can see that. He didn't get his head and shoulders by him, you know, but I think the defender was also moving, so.
Hill was the guy who drew the charge with Watt dropping the shoulder.
I think the call was correct because Watt initiated the contact.
Now, St. Peter's can make this a single-digit game now. Down the right side lane, Ferguson. His runner swatted out of bounds by Mitchell Watt. Watt's fourth block shot of the game. 24 still to shoot for the Peacocks, though.
That's intimidating, isn't it?
Watt, a tremendous shot blocker.
You just want to lay it off the glass, and it's in the stands.
Deep along the right baseline, Raymond will inbound it. Nobody guarding him on the inbound feed. Comes to French, then right back to Raymond in the right corner. Backs it out to Prescott near midcourt. Prescott has scored a game-high 19 points. Whips it to Raymond, left wing beyond three. Picked up by Oldham. Dribbles around the perimeter. McCray out in a double team. Shot clock down to 6. Back to Prescott. Pump fakes a three. Tries a fadeaway three over Filson. Barely draws iron, and it's out of bounds to Buffalo. Good defense there by UB.
Yeah, excellent defense. Without fouling, made him take a tough shot, didn't give him a second shot.
Filson stuck right with Prescott, forcing that tough fadeaway three. Bulls break the pressure to Barnett, left wing. Now Oldham has it at the point. Man-to-man this time from St. Peter's. Watt left elbow, kills the dribble, had it knocked away from behind, he recovered. Finds Oldham in the right corner. Gerard looking for help. High post to McCray. Spinning in the lane and a blocking foul on Hill. He hit the deck. He was trying to draw another charge, but could not. And if the scoreboard is correct, that is the fourth foul on Hill.
And that is the 7th team foul on St. Peter's. And this half, they're going to get it right. The Sheriffs can count to 7 this half. 1-1. Big opportunity for Javon McCray to show his prowess at the foul line and his improvement from last year.
McCray hit both of his free throws earlier this half. The only points this half for Javon, and he calmly drains that free throw. 13 points from McCray, and it's 55-43 Bulls. McCray with one more now. Devon, the last cut of the Team USA under-19 squad in the summer, and he nails down the second as well. 4 for 4 from the line.
Great experience for him during the summer. Builds confidence and comfort.
Bulls are up 13 with 6:10 to play. French at the end to our right. Running the point currently for St. Peter's. Right sideline, Prescott. The pass went through his hands and out of bounds. And St. Peter's turns it over. They cannot afford a lot of turnovers at this point of the game either. Oldham deep in the backcourt. Kind of a 2-2-1 three-quarter court defense from St. Peter's. Watt, a dangerous pass cross-court off the hands of Filzen, but out of bounds touch last by Raymond. And the Bulls still have it.
Bulls had a 13-point lead with 13 minutes to go. They've maintained that lead the entire time with 5:53 to go.
Oldham and McCray playing catch out in the perimeter. Right sideline, Filzen. Going to McCray at the free throw line underneath Watt. Fouled going up under the hoop. St. Peter's players on the court wanted a tie-up, but instead the foul is on Kyrie Ferguson.
No, you don't get that jump ball call on the road. We all know that.
2 shots for Mitchell Watt. Well, Mitchell Watt tonight has 10 points, 4 blocked shots, and he still has 10. That danced around the rim and fell off. 4 or 5 rebounds for Watt tonight. Solid start to his senior year. He's added about 20 to 25 pounds of muscle since his junior year. And that free throw's in and out. Empty trip to the line for Mitchell Watt. Back comes St. Peter's after Hill grabbed the rebound. And the Bulls lead still at 13. Raymond left sideline with Oldham guarding him very closely. French buzzes the pass to Hill under the basket for another dunk, his third of the game. He has 8 points.
Well, 11-point game now, so the Bulls have got to stay aggressive on offense. It's too early to shut it down.
Bulls had 11, 5:15 to play. Into the front court, Filzen. Waits for everybody else to catch up with him, and he hands it off to Oldham. Now Watt, top of the key, behind his back to Filzen at the point. Right sideline, Oldham gets a screen from McCray and dribbles around it between the circles. Right side, Filzen fakes a 3, defender in the air. Bounce pass McCray, hands off to Watt, who slams a dunk off the back rim, no good. Now McCray right of the lane line after the Bulls recover. Left hand scoop shot by McCray goes in.
Great
Bulls
effort
up
by
16.
Javon McCray.
To make it 13, 58-45. A great pass again by McCray to Watt, but Watt banged the dunk try off the back iron. And a dead ball right now in an official timeout with Jack Hill getting a cut on his right forearm, it looks like. So he's headed to the sideline with the athletic trainer for the Peacocks taking care of it.
Bulls have 16 fouls just to set the stage down the last 4:49 of the game. They have 16 fouls, so the next team foul will put St. Peter's in the 1-on-1. They don't want to do that. They don't want to have them in the 1-on-1.
Dave Barnett's got blood all over his jersey now, too. So Hill with a cut on his arm, and apparently Dave Barnett was the guy who got the blood splatter on him. So Jim Molosky, the Bulls athletic trainer, has to come over and attend to Dave Barnett. I think Barnett might just switch shirts. Maybe, maybe not. Looks like we're going to have a completely. Now they're going to leave Dave Barnett on the court. They must have sprayed something on that, huh?
Evidently, and evidently they determined that it wasn't his blood. It was from Hill, I guess.
Well, either way, it's St. Peter's ball.
Yeah.
Hill has now his right forearm wrapped up a little bit. He's all right. St. Peter's ball. Left sideline, Prescott, the French head of the key. Now off to Ferguson, left wing. Fakes a 3, drives the basket, scoops it up and in. A slick move by Ferguson.
They're going to be a pretty formidable opponent in the Metro Atlantic, St. Peter's. They've got some talent.
They were picked 5th. And now a whistle and a foul on French, reaching in on Gerard Oldham.
19 fouls, one more. Bulls will be in the double bonus, which always helps down the stretch. 4:27 to go. 11-point lead for the Bulls.
Iona, by the way, the favorite preseason anyway in the Metro. They Again, beat the Bulls in the CIT last year, and they return almost everybody. Iona is going to be a very good team this year as Gerard Oldham cans the free throw to earn the second.
Did you like them better than this team, St. Peter's team?
They were pretty
this
good.
Is not the real St. Peter's
I thought
team.
Iona was really good.
Yeah. Imagine how good St. Peter's was with those 5 seniors they lost, huh, if they beat them.
Next free throw's off the back rim, no good. Rebound off the backboard and then taken by Ferguson. Bulls are ahead by a dozen points with 4:20 still to go. French backing away from Filzen on the perimeter. Now starts to the right wing and gives it up to Raymond. Out high to Prescott. Bounce pass right elbow, Hill squaring up in McCray. Hands it to French, who had trouble corralling the feed. He does, though, and gets it to Prescott in the left corner. Guarded by Barnett, trying to drive by him, takes it in the lane, and a hand check violation on Dave Barnett. Barnett's first foul, and we reach our final media timeout of the game. 3:58 to play at Alumni Arena in the first game of the season. Buffalo 59 and St. Peter's 47. Now St. Peter's at the free throw line when we return. You're listening to Buffalo Bulls basketball presented by Subway on the UB Bulls Basketball Network.
Full court pressure the rest of the game, obviously, with under 4 minutes to go. And the best they can do is be trailing by 10 points, St. Peter's. So they need the full court press. So this is the test that the Bulls needed and wanted to have the opportunity to pass. It's a good thing that they do it in the first game. They're in a position to protect the lead, and that's what they want to find out how they're going to do it.
First of the one-on-one for Prescott is good. This guy has 20 points now. He started part of the time as a sophomore in the A-10.
He's a very good player, yeah, and he's a great addition to St. Peter's because there's so much scoring to make up for from last year's 5 seniors graduating.
He's got 21 now as he makes them both. 59-49 Buffalo. Deep in the backcourt, Filzen. Hands it off to Oldham up the right sideline. He breaks the 10-second line for UB. Now Watt bounces to Filzen deep on the left beyond 3. And back out front to Oldham, who will set things up as the Bulls look to use a little clock. Now kind of a, what is this, a 1-2-2 sort of defense for St. Peter's. Matching up a little bit.
Yeah, they're matching up a little.
Oldham gets a screen out front from Watt. Dribbles toward the right. Maybe got away with a walk. Now Barnett headed to key. Foul line McCray, 2 to shoot. Filzen right side for 3, no good. Battle for the board, and Watt gets called for the free throw.
Yep.
I mean, for the foul.
That. You could see that one, huh? Mitchell Watt. See that.
Got one of the St. Peter's players on the arm, and that's the 4th foul on Mitchell Watt, who ran into some foul trouble a little bit each of the last couple of years.
Yeah. Well, and this is what St. Peter's has got to do, and the Bulls have got to avoid. You know, they're going to the foul line now. They can make it an 8-point game with 2 good foul shots, and they stop the clock. They don't lose any time off the clock.
Ferguson for a 1-and-1, missed the front end, but the rebound to French. They get another chance. Ferguson's 0 for 3 from the free throw line. 3:15 to go, Bulls up 10. St. Peter's with the ball. Hill between the rings, guarded by McCray. Right wing it comes to Ferguson. Out top, pass stolen by Oldham. He goes the other end and lays it up and in. What a steal and conversion at the other end by Gerard Oldham. And the Bulls now call a timeout. They're up 61-49 with 2:58 left, and we'll keep it right here in this Subway timeout. Eat fresh at Subway.
Well, the Bulls, obviously, that steal is going to make a big difference.
Special player on the defensive end out there on that perimeter. And he got a big steal that time and then took it to the other end for the layup. 61-49 Bulls. UB still with 3 timeouts left. Not that they want to use them at this point. The St. Peter's coming up the court with French down the left sideline. Oldham watches him.
Yep.
Right wing Prescott shoots a quick 3. No good this time. Raymond snares the rebound. Bumped by McCray. Lays it up and in. Count the bucket. And now an and 1 chance for Yvonne Raymond. 3rd foul on Javon McCray. 61-51.
Keep the clock going. That's the goal right now. Last 2:46 of the game. Both teams have 9 team fouls, so whoever fouls next is going to put their opponent in the double bonus.
Raymond trying for the old-fashioned 3-point play, puts it up, and no good, but he rebounds his own miss.
There's 2 in a row.
Now back to Prescott, right sideline. UB has not led by less than 10 this entire second half. Ferguson driving in from the left wing all the way to the basket and scores.
8-point game, 2:30 to go. One turnover.
Bulls up 8. Oldham dribbled right through the pressure. Barnett left wing for the Bulls. Back to Oldham now at the center court logo. 2:15 remaining. Fills in right hash mark, jumps in McCray, headed the key. Now left wing to Dave Barnett. One hands it to Watt, top of the circle. Quick pass under the basket for the McCray slam dunk.
Once again, the high-low action is effective for the Bulls. Breakdown on defense by Peacocks. Bulls take advantage.
Another lefty dunk by McCray, who has 18 points. What a terrific assist. French left wing kills the dribble. Top of the key, Ferguson. Back out long for Prescott. 1:48 still to go. Prescott skating up to the left sideline. Still in the dribble. Tries to penetrate. Takes it in the lane. Scoops it up with a wild shot. No good, but Hill tips it in. 10 points for Hill, all in the second half. And now 63-55 the score. St. Peter's utilizing their next to last timeout with 1:39 to go.
Needless to say, this game is not over. 8-point game with a minute 30 to go. And they're going to see something. Yeah.
One of the great number 11s, obviously in UB history,
Exactly.
Turner battle, and
Turner
the all-time leading scorer at UB, Rasan Young, wore number 11.
Yeah, wow. You got a third 11, UB 11 to go along with those other 3 11s, 11, 11, 11.
I'm sure there's one somewhere along the line. Mitchell Watt inbounding for UB. Feeds it into Barnett. Now back to Watt, ahead to Filson, still in the backcourt. Zach flips it back to Watt. Bulls having trouble getting across the line and finally do with a long pass to Barnett in the left forecourt. Oldham trap, gets rid of it to Watt. Bounce pass under the hoop from McCray, off his hands, out of bounds, but touched last by Prescott. And it will be Bulls basketball as they get ready to inbound it with 22 seconds on the shot clock, a minute 25 in the game clock. They lead by 8. Oldham inbounding right of the glass. Brings it into Watt right wing. Out high now for Barnett.
Take your time, no hurry.
Now a handoff deflected away by French. Stolen by St. Peter's. Tries to lay it up on Oldham, and Gerard fouled him with a minute 16 to go. So bad enough the Bulls turned it over. The mistake compounded by the foul, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Stop the clock again, you know. Of course, it gives St. Peter's on a made free throw a chance to set up in their full court press, too.
Were you surprised at all that St. Peter's wasn't fouling, or were they doing the right thing just trying to get a steal? I mean,
No, I think
worked
they were
out well
trying to get their steal, and I'm not sure they didn't foul on the steal. But
all right. French with 2 free throws, and he drains the first one for his first point of the game. And it's 63-56. Closest this game has been since the first half. And relatively late in the first half, French hits them both. Former University of Texas at El Paso player, transferred to St. Peter's. Bulls lead only by 6, and now Oldham tripped up at midcourt and fouled by St. Peter's as a couple of the Peacocks sandwiched him. That foul is on Blaze French. It is his second.
yeah, I don't think they mind fouling Oldham, and it stops the clock so they don't lose any more time.
Gerard
If
is
they
one.
trade 3s for 2s, you know, if he makes both these foul shots and they can hit a 3, it's worth the gamble.
Gerard got the bounce in the first free throw. He's got 2 for 3 at the line tonight. 64-57 Buffalo. Titus Robinson now comes in for Javon McCray. Javon checking out with 18 points. Second free throw for Oldham, up and in.
Nothing but net.
8
Clutch.
points for Oldham all second half. 65-57 Bulls. A minute 10 to play. French headed to key, dribbles around a screen. Crosses over at the free throw line, starts down the left side of the lane, and Filson is called for a bump. Zach disagreeing with the call.
He got him with the body, yeah, he did. He bodied up on him.
Almost looked like Zach was trying to get out of the way, but he couldn't.
Yeah, yeah.
A minute
But
4
that
left.
call goes against you when you're both moving. Especially if the ball handler has his head and shoulders past you.
Again, it's French going to the line. Foul number 2 on Filson. French just buried 2 free throws, and now he hits his third in a row to make it 65-58 Buffalo. Chris Burke comes in, replacing Jack Hill for St. Peter's. Hill has 4 fouls.
Now this is when you have to execute against the press.
Trying to make it a 6-point game. French puts the free throw up and got it. 65-59. St. Peter's back to within 6. Watt inbounding, can run the baseline. Brings it into Barnett. Bounce pass back to Watt. Ahead to Oldham. Into the front court left as the Bulls broke it slickly. And then a quick foul on St. Peter's as Oldham had Yvonne Raymond kind of riding his hip.
Good call. Yep, he got him from behind.
Third foul on Raymond. So Oldham goes right back to the free throw line with 58 seconds still to go. Gerard 3 out of 4 from the stripe. 63% of the line last year as a freshman, and that's no good off the back rim.
Not a bad time to show his own with a possible 7-point lead. If he makes this, it's a 3-possession game.
That's in and out. Both free throws missed. Rebound recovered by Burke. Quickly back comes St. Peter's. Prescott to the basket, puts a reverse layup that goes.
They have no timeouts left either.
And now it's 65-61, 4-point game. The Bulls call timeout with 51 seconds left. 51
no
seconds left.
No
the
timeouts
Bulls,
left for St. Peter's, right?
They have one left.
Oh, good.
They do have one timeout
okay.
left. The Bulls have 3 timeouts left. And UB...
I should say that we've had a couple people miss both ends of the foul shots, both foul shots.
Watt is inbounding it. Fills in Oldham and Barnett lined up along midcourt. Robinson is way back in the front court end for UB. Watt whips it into Barnett, makes the catch on the far sideline, and immediately wrapped up by Chris Prescott. His 4th foul, and now Dave Barnett will go to the free throw line. Dave hit 2 of 3 free throws in the first half. He has 9 points, all in the opening half. And now 2 big foul line attempts for the senior out of East Aurora. 50 seconds to go, Bulls up 4. Barnett lines up the first one. It's airborne and around and in.
Okay. Still a 2-possession game no matter what he does this trip. So St. Peter still has some life.
Barnett becomes the 4th Bulls player to get into double figures tonight. Second free throw off the back rim, and he got the bounce. Bounced about 18 inches up above the cylinder, but fell in.
This is a big stop now.
And the Bulls up 67-61. French has it for St. Peter's. The Raymond right of the circle. Gets inside the arc, pitches back to Prescott. Pump fakes a 3. Drives inside the arc and hands it back to Raymond. Raymond lobs it cross court to French left sideline, and Titus Robinson runs into him and is called for his 2nd foul. Titus was going out to try to harass a possible shooter, but his momentum just carried him right into Blaze French, who looks like an outstanding free throw shooter. 39 seconds to go. French will shoot 2. Free throw up and in. That was a very bad foul.
It was, but still it's going to be a 2-possession game even if he makes this shot. But they've got to convert down here.
5-point game right now. French's next free throw good as he strokes another one through, and it's 67-63. French 6 for 6 at the line, and now the Bulls call timeout.
Good timeout. They couldn't get it in.
All right, I wrote this down. 39 seconds. 39 seconds to play in the game. Bulls 67, St. Peter's 63, and the Bulls have to go the full length of the court from right to left against full court pressure. And if St. Peter's doesn't get a steal, do you think they're going to foul right away? And again, the Bulls at one point in the second half led by 18 points. Watt is inbounding it with no pressure against him. And he heaves it near midcourt. Barnett makes the catch over the shoulder of Prescott, who is not looking at the basketball. And then a foul on St. Peter's. And again, Barnett going to the free throw line, and Prescott has fouled out. 5th foul on Prescott. Keep in mind, he's been their big gun offensively, scoring a game-high 23 points. And another big free throw opportunity for Dave Barnett. You know, that was a tough pass, too. If Prescott had turned around, he could have easily stolen that pass.
Yeah.
He was kind of face guarding Barnett, and Dave, an outstanding high school football player, was able to make that catch almost over Prescott's shoulder. All right, Barnett shooting the front end of the 2-shot foul, and he hits it. That's a dozen for Dave Barnett.
Yeah, now this will still keep it a 2-point game, make or miss. A 2-possession game, excuse me.
36.4 seconds to go. Next free throw on the way, and good. Some big clutch free throws for Dave Barnett down the wire. UB ahead by 6. French down the left sideline, into the front court. Cross court it comes to Raymond, high right. Dribbles into the paint. Jump stop, puts up a floater around and off. What a big rebound for Buffalo. He's double teamed under the hoop and he's fouled. Raymond got him. 4th foul on Raymond, 24 seconds left.
Good defensive stop without fouling, and then Mitchell Watt being strong with the ball on the defensive boards.
Mitch only 2 for 6 tonight at the free throw line. He has 10 points in the game.
Now these are huge only because it'll make it a 3-possession game, and the Bulls can go back and just don't foul, don't stop the clock. They cannot. St. Peter's, they do have 1 timeout left, right?
The scoreboard says. I believe they do, yeah. Watt hit the first free throw to make it a 7-point game. And the big lefty's next free throw, perfect.
That should do it.
Mitchell Watt did not draw any iron on either of those two. 71-63. Ball knocked away, recovered by Raymond. Raymond drives to the basket, hangs in the air, gets by Watt, missed the layup, but he tapped in his own miss. And now John Dunn calls his final timeout with 15 seconds left. Another timeout brought to you by Subway. Eat fresh at Subway. It is 71-65. The Bulls are ahead by 6. Again, only 15 seconds remaining. The big thing now, the Bulls just want to make sure they don't throw it away on the Ferguson and Burke for St. Peter's. It's Watt, Fills, and Oldham. Barnett and Robinson for UB. Watt again inbounding it. Mitch whips it along the baseline to Oldham. Ahead now to Filson, and a denial play by French knocks it out of bounds on the far side. Just 7/10 of a second went off the clock. The Bulls inbounding it now, going about 3/4 of the length of the floor from right to left. Watt again will trigger it for the Bulls. Buzzes it front court left to Robinson. He's bumped and fouled right away by Chris Burke. And now 2 free throws for Titus Robinson. 13.3 seconds to go.
This could do it. A conversion here will make it a 3-possession game.
First one on the way from Titus, in and out.
This is the benefit of being in the double bonus. Now you get another chance to make it a 3-possession game.
6'7" senior out of Charlotte. Puts up his second foul shot. He got that one.
That was huge.
72-65 now. The Bulls are ahead. St. Peter's rushing it from left to right. French jumps a pass left corner. Hall dribbles toward the lane. Back to French in the left corner. Tries a 3. Too strong. Rebound out of bounds right sideline to St. Peter's, but only 3 seconds are left.
3 seconds left.
Well, the Bulls are going to win their season opener. Raymond will inbound it. Whips it into Ferguson, launching a 3 over Barnett. No good, and that's the game. So the Bulls hang on in the second half, and they win their season opener, defeating an NCAA qualifying team from a year ago, St. Peter's, 72-65.
Good start for the Bulls with their young backcourt. And, you know, one of the things you got to think about, and I didn't say it because I didn't want it to come true, but imagine if this game was any closer than this and the Bulls never got the chance to shoot the 1-on-1 in the first half by the official's mistake. But
right, yeah.
Good start by the for the Bulls. They were up by 18.